Hello everybody, today we're going to learn a song that has many names. I've heard it called If I Had Wings, I've heard it called Dink's Song, I've heard it called Fare Thee Well. If you and I were now back in the 1960s and walking through Greenwich Village in New York and we ambled into a bar together on a hot summer's evening, we might hear Bob Dylan singing it, we might hear Dave Van Ronk singing it. It's an old traditional song, and originally I first heard it rendered by Jeff Buckley. So the version we're going to learn today is a much more straightforward version than the Jeff Buckley version. In fact, this shares more than a little DNA with the Jeff Buckley version of Hallelujah, actually. So this is, we'll call it Fare Thee Well for now. You might have heard it on Supernatural as well, the TV show. So just to start off with, this is quite a... Is it a tricky song? It's not a tricky song, but there's a trick to it, because what we're going to do, it's just simple chords, G, E minor, C, D, and a little bit of wandering about. But what we're going to do, to give it this sort of church-y, hymnal quality, to go along with the 60s folk element, what we're going to do is just move our fingers along the root notes, and our little fingers are going to do these little chiming notes. So as close as we can, we're turning the guitar into a piano. Today, your guitar will be a piano. And it's actually a lot easier to move between the chords more smoothly, because you're just literally playing a bass line and wandering about and letting your third and fourth fingers pick up the slack. So it's not quite a life hack. I'm not trying to hack your life. That would be bad. But it's just a little trick that makes one's life easier. A friend of mine was saying the other day about learning bar chords and what a pain they are. And they are. And this is a way to get around a lot of bar chord woe as well. So we're going to start off in the G position. The G position. But the little finger is taking this first chord off. So we're going second finger, third fret, E string, first finger, second fret, A string, and the third finger's coming in here, playing the third fret on the B string. And again, this sort of call and response way of playing the chord is what we're going to be going for all the time. Call, respond. And then we're going to wander up to the C, so we're going G, C and a G. And you see, I'm literally just picking out the root notes, but it still sounds rather pretty. C and a G, F sharp and E. And now because we're going to the D straight after the E minor, I don't want to be doing just root note here, because the D will ring out as well, and it will spoil the effect when we get to the D, because it's this nice descending E, D, C thing, that sort of slightly doom-laden bit of magic that some chord sequences can do. So we're going G, C and a G, F sharp and E, D, back to C, but we'll play the C normally this time. And that's the whole verse. If I had wings like Noah's dove, I'd fly up to heaven and see the one I love, right? And so that's the verse. The chorus, or the refrain, is even simpler. So it's got this thing that a lot of songs do, but which is always effective, where it takes a chord that wasn't particularly prominent in the verse sequence and makes it the opening chord of the chorus. That makes it sound like you're sort of restating something important. So you go, I fly up to heaven to see the one I love. And we're just going to nip up to D and then go straight back into this C. Fare thee well. See how that sounds so awesome when it's like, back into that bit. My honey. G, F sharp and E, D, C. Fare back up to D, thee well. always add the little twiddle, the little piggy wiggy hammer on if you want to. Fare thee well, my honey. Fare thee well. Right. So that's the basics, and that's the whole song really. We're probably going to end it on a G. And yeah, standard tuning, nothing else you need to know. Let's go through this nice and slow. If I had wings like Noah's dove, I'd fly up to heaven and see the one I love. Fare thee well, oh honey. Fare thee well. I once knew a man, both long and tall. He could move his body like a cannonball. Fare thee well, oh honey. Fare thee well. One of these days, and it won't be long, you'll look out your window and I'll be gone. Fare thee well, my honey. Fare thee well. Fare thee well. I was right, we did finish on a G. I'm a genius. Cool, so that's it really. That is all I have to say about Dink's song, stroke Fare Thee Well, stroke If I Had Wings. Enjoy the rest of the sunshine.